But Mona, they don't look like they're from our church. How did this happen? You are such a liar! God, no.
I think we should move in together.
Dorian, we're not ready to live together.
Don't sell yourself short. You ready?
You need some discipline.
I have something for you.
Hey, hold on.
Stop!
What did you do?
I sold a barbershop.
Calvin, you sold your father's barbershop. Don't.
Ice Cube wants to meet you. It's down to you and 2 other girls. I said, I don't want to go. Okay. I don't want to go to the meeting because I'm scared of him. And they said, no, it's just a meeting. And I said, I don't want to go. I said, hey, I'm about to go. Tupac walked over and he said, why? I said, because I'm not comfortable being here with strippers and all of you guys. And like I said, everybody was drinking and they was high. And I was like, do your thing, but I'm good. I'm going to go. He said, well, but you can't go because we're still shooting you. And I said, well, I'm done now. And he said, well, you're not going to get paid. And I was like, okay. It was like $1,000 or $2,000. It was something like, I was like, I'm good. So my friend said, I'm going to leave too. Suge walked over and he said, you ain't going nowhere. And I was like, well, I'm going now and I'm taking her with me. She got really scared, my friend. He ended up pushing me back on the rocks. I still got some scars from falling backward on the rocks.
That Suge pushed you.
Mm-hmm. Pac said, don't do that. Like, leave her alone. If she want to go, let her go. It's okay. And he was like, no. I said, I'm going to go, and I'm taking her with me. Mm-hmm. And I started to walk away, and he was just pushing me.
Did you know Jazsmin Lewis once watched herself on screen completely topless? Without her consent? Yes, without her consent. And if you think that's wild, wait until we dive into her feud with Prince, the music icon, and how she escaped his iron grip. Buckle up, because the story of Jazsmin Lewis is packed with scandal, drama, and some jaw-dropping moments you won't believe. Born on March 22nd, 1976, in Cleveland, Ohio, Jazsmin Lewis grew up in a middle-class family with big dreams. From an early age, she was a natural performer, dazzling audiences in local talent shows and school plays. Her parents recognized her flair for the arts and encouraged her to pursue her passion.
I play everything, but I toured as a bass player and a vocalist. And I started touring at really young, probably like 16. Because I graduated from high school really early. So
you're a genius and a musical genius and an actress and a genius.
I do my best.
Little did anyone know, this small-town girl would become a triple threat: actress, musician, and producer. Her first taste of fame came not on the big screen, but in the music world.
My uncle, my mom's brother, he was a jazz musician, so he's always played and he's always taken, all of his nieces and nephews and kids in the studio. My sister and I we had to take piano lessons starting at 3 years old. So we always played. It's something she kind of moved more away from and I moved more toward as I got a little bit older. So I started picking up other instruments and it came really easy and natural to me. So he used to take me in the studio with him all the time just to watch all the jazz musicians get together. And I remember going in at about 11 or 12 on a session, and next door to that session in another room was Bootsy Collins and George Clinton and all of Parliament. They were recording in the same studio. I wandered over there and I just kind of sat down, and I don't think they noticed that I was even in the room for 2 hours. And I was just fixated on Bootsy and the bass and all that. And he walked over to me once they discovered that I was there. And you're a 12-year-old little girl, you're standing there in awe. And he said, I'll tell you what, he had a bass in his hand and it was a Fender Precision fretless. He said, if you can learn to play this, you can keep it. And I was like, got it. Wow. I took it with me. 2 weeks later, I played almost all of the stuff that he played on those records in 2 weeks. And he gave me the bass. It's a classic. It's probably worth, I don't even know how much. I don't play it anymore, but I still have it to this day. And so it kind of progressed from there. I just started meeting people. In Ohio, everybody's a musician. You got Roger Troutman and Zapp, all of them. So once they realized that there was a girl that could really play, more like the men played, but in a skirt and heels, that's better. So one tour came after another in succession.
She became the first female bassist for none other than Prince.
I toured with Parliament, I toured with Funkadelic, I toured with the Ohio Players. I played for Prince's first female bass player. That's how he got a female years later. And so for him, I toured for him for just a year, though. That was just to get out of my Paisley Park deal, because he wanted me to be an artist, and he wanted me to something at the time that I didn't want to be.
Yeah.
He saw that, but he saw a music. He saw Sheila E. and Vanity smashed together in me.
I could see it.
And I loved Denise. I loved her. She
Yeah,
was
for
awesome.
sure.
She wasn't the talent that he wanted, but
Yeah.
she had everything else. And he wanted the talent that Sheila E. had it as a musician, mixed with a look that Denise had. And she had charisma, she had personality, she had all that stuff.
She was dope.
So he wanted to turn me into a combination of those two and basically be naked on stage. And at the time, because I was a female playing a bass, which is a male-dominated instrument, and I was young, I was like, I'm not trying to be out there and just be a girl in heels. Like, I wanted to be more than that.
Yeah.
I get the appeal of it now.
Right.
I ended up doing that later. But at the time, I was like, no, you need to take me serious. So I was like, look, I signed. I wanted out of my deal, and he wouldn't let me out. And how I got out was touring with him for a year.
Imagine touring the world with a legend at such a young age. But as you'll soon find out, working with Prince wasn't all glitter and glam. It was a whirlwind experience that would shape her career in ways she never anticipated.
Until he decided who he liked. And he decided, for some reason, he liked me. Because you didn't know what he was going to do. You couldn't predict him. There was pieces of you that wanted to, but you couldn't. So it's best to let it go and just figure out what... He was a perfectionist. He would change clothes before he would walk in a studio, not feel his outfit. Us, we're just waiting there. Could be all night. Because he'd go home and change 15 times until he felt the moment. And then he would play. And then you either stayed or you had to go. If he could pick your instrument up and play it better than you, which he could, all of them, you needed to go. I learned more than anything with him. Anything about not just what I did as a musician, but my attitude. He was an all-encompassing performer. I learned a lot. Like, I needed to be the best at what I did because he was the best at what he did, and he did it all.
Jazsmin made her grand transition from music to acting in the 1990s. And let me tell you, she didn't just dip her toes in. She cannonballed right into the deep end. After her early days jamming with legends like George Clinton and the Ohio Players, she set her sights on Hollywood, where she quickly started landing roles in popular TV shows. Think of Saved by the Bell and the Wayans brothers.
Lena, this is my brother Urkel. Sean. You look like you hiding two midgets back there, girl.
She was everywhere. But hold on to your popcorn, because her breakout moment came when she snagged the role of Jennifer Palmer in the beloved film Barbershop, 2002.
Well, it has been a whole 2 years since you took over the barbershop.
I was leaving another audition when my phone rang and my agent said, they want to set up a meeting with you for that audition that you had to come back in. I said, what it's been a month. I didn't even know what she was talking about. They were like, the Ice Cube. And I was like, oh, well, what do I got to do? And they were like, well, the Ice Cube wants to meet you. It's down to you and 2 other girls. I said, I don't want to go.
Okay.
I don't want to go to the meeting because I'm scared of him. And they said, no, it's just a meeting. And I said, I don't want to go. I was like, nah, I'm good.
Okay.
And they were like, no, you need to go. And I was like, nope. And it took 2 days. And they were like, look, we're going to make the offer. But he wants to meet you. He liked what you did. And I said, I ain't going by myself. So I picked up my manager, and she waited in the lobby, and I went in and I met with him. And the first thing he said to me was, I liked what you did because you didn't act like the husband was a little bitch. And I was like, because he's not. He's aspirational.
Right.
But he is not a little bitch.
Jazsmin brought a perfect mix of charm and comedic timing to the character, making her a fan favorite. Audiences couldn't get enough of her witty banter with Calvin, played by Ice Cube, and her hilarious interactions with the rest of the Barbershop crew. She reprised this role in Barbershop 2.
So, maybe we talk to him again, or we ground him or something. I don't know, but don't you think sending him to Holy Cross is a little bit extreme?
Back in Business and Barbershop, the next cut.
Well, he got shot, so he's not great. But he's gonna make it.
Solidifying her status as a household name, she became known for her versatility, appearing in everything from romantic comedies to serious dramas. However, behind the scenes, oh honey, it was anything but picture perfect. As if that wasn't enough, Jazsmin didn't stop there. She took her talents behind the camera as well, stepping into roles as a producer and director. With projects like My Sister's World in pre-production, she's proving that she's not just a star. She's also a visionary ready to shape narratives from behind the scenes. Let's spill the tea. Jazsmin's strong personality has been both her greatest asset and her biggest challenge. Rumors have swirled about her fiery temper, suggesting that she isn't afraid to speak her mind when things don't go her way. And who can blame her? In an industry where women often have to fight for their voices to be heard, Jazsmin stands out as a woman who unapologetically stands her ground.
He ended up pushing me back on the rocks. I still got some scars from falling backward on the rocks. Pac said, don't do that. Like, leave her alone. If she want to go, let her go. It's okay. I said, I'm going to go, and I'm taking her with me.
While specifics about her feuds remain murky, there have been whispers of disagreements with producers over creative control and pay disparities. For instance, during the filming of Barbershop,
there was always a 2. There was always supposed to be a 2. And 2 fell apart because our producers at the time and our director, Tim Story, at the time, fell out. And so 2 was, they needed to make a 2. So they got another director who took the script that Tim wrote, which was brilliant. It went away. And then we got another director, and we didn't have as much fun. It starts from the top down. And when you come in and you say, I want to put my own stamp on a sequel, we're already established. Right. You knew. You know, we here. And then you bring in almost a second cast. It was almost an entirely different cast.
Right.
We were the side hoes.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, 2 almost didn't happen, and then it did reluctantly. Like in the first movie, we all stayed in, it was a very small hotel, right, in off of Miracle Mile. So we were very much a family. And 2 people, I was doing Line of Fire for 2 at the time. So I would work 3 or 4 days on the movie, and then I would go home and do the show. And I was in and out a lot. Everybody was in and out a lot. Before, we just stayed there together. We all just, when we weren't working, we'd go down to set and hang out and then all go to dinner. It was a family. This time it wasn't, because there was them and then there was us. That cast and then us.
Insiders hinted at tensions regarding how her character was portrayed compared to others. Some reports suggested that Jazsmin felt her character, Jennifer Palmer, deserved more depth and screen time, especially considering the film's success. After all, she was not just Calvin Palmer's supportive wife. She was a strong, independent woman with her own story to tell. First up, let's talk about that infamous movie moment that left Jazsmin absolutely furious. Picture this. She's on set, assured by the producers that her topless scene would never see the light of day. Fast forward to the film's premiere, and there she is, completely exposed for the world to see.
It wasn't supposed to happen, but I ended up topless on the movie.
Right.
But it wasn't supposed to happen.
Okay.
No.
Talk about a shocking revelation. I felt violated, Jazsmin later recounted, still reeling from the betrayal. Imagine watching a movie with your friends and family, only to see yourself in a compromising position you thought was cut. I was angry, she said, and honestly, who could blame her? It was a gut punch of humiliation that left a lasting mark on her career. The fallout? A media frenzy that had everyone talking and speculating about what went down behind the scenes. Let's start with the love story that kicked it all off. Jazsmin was first married to Jesse Saunders, a well-known figure in the music industry. Their relationship was a whirlwind romance that had everyone talking, but like many Hollywood couples, it didn't last. After their split, Jazsmin found love again with Brian Kelly, and they tied the knot in 2005. The couple welcomed one child together, adding a beautiful layer to Jazsmin's life. But behind this seemingly picture-perfect family facade, there are whispers of passionate flings and romantic entanglements that add spice to her narrative. While Jazsmin keeps much of her personal life under wraps, you know how the rumor mill works in Hollywood. There have been whispers about her dating some high-profile names during her rise to fame. Speculation swirled that she had flings with fellow actors on set. After all, who wouldn't be tempted by a little on-set romance? The chemistry between co-stars can be electric, and Jazsmin is no stranger to sizzling relationships. Fans have often speculated about her connections with male leads from her films. Could there have been something more than just friendship with Ice Cube during their time filming Barbershop?
Calvin, what are you doing?
Oh, hey, baby. Trying to get this studio together so we can finally make some money off this stuff.
Well, that's what you said about the t-shirt company. And knows Herbalife vitamins.
The two shared undeniable chemistry on screen. And you know what they say, where there's smoke, there's fire. While nothing has ever been confirmed, the gossip certainly adds an intriguing layer to her already colorful love life. As for family life, Jazsmin often shares glimpses of her journey as a mother while maintaining a level of privacy that many celebs struggle to achieve. She's known for posting sweet moments with her child on social media, showcasing the loving side of her life away from the spotlight. But don't be fooled. She knows how to keep things mysterious. Jazsmin has mastered the art of balancing public interest with personal boundaries. While she shares enough to keep fans engaged, she also knows when to draw the line. This delicate dance keeps everyone guessing about what goes on behind closed doors in her family life. So, what's Jazsmin up to these days? Now, in her late 40s, she continues to thrive in Hollywood, recently taking on new projects as both an actress and producer, with an estimated net worth of around $2 million. She's proven that talent and resilience pays off. Currently, Jazsmin is involved in several exciting projects, including upcoming TV series like Comedy Come Up in My Sister's World, showcasing her growth as both an actress and producer. Jazsmin Lewis has navigated the ups and downs of Hollywood with flair and resilience. Her journey has been peppered with scandal. Despite the drama, Jazsmin has emerged stronger, showcasing her talent not only as an actress. Now in her late 40s, she continues to thrive, proving that hard work and determination truly pay off. And there you have it, the